Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to review Les Samouraï from 1967, directed by Jean-Pierre Melville, which is a kind of a French film noir kind of type, which follow Alain Delon as this hitman who is killing a man at a nightclub. He's paid, of course, for that, and afterwards he becomes under police investigation, and because of that, the people who have paid him to kill this man also is trying to get rid of him. So he's kind of being haunted by both the ones who he works for and the police, and the police of course thinks he has a too great of alibi, so therefore he actually becomes a bit more under investigation, also because because he has the kind of clothes that one of the witnesses who has seen him thinks that it looks like the guy, already that's maybe one of the film's small weaknesses, is that he kept the same clothes as the night as he killed the man at the nightclub. That's one of the few weaknesses I have for this film, but otherwise I think this film is an absolutely fantastic film. It has always been one of my favorites, and of course Jean-Pierre Melville is also one of my all-time favorite directors. I really love how intense this film is, but also it's still very patient and slow. Just from the very beginning, when you see Alain Delon is lying on the bed and he's smoking, and you can sort of hear the rain outside, and the bird he has in the cage. It's really beautiful opening scene, very slow, but it has an atmosphere to it, and it's very an atmospheric film and very stylized film, really. And it's in some ways also very much like a silent film, because the dialogue isn't very much so important in this film, and I think the first line of dialogue is after 10 minutes into the film, really. And but mostly it is really this sort of chase between the police and him, very cat and mouse game, really. And it's brilliantly made in that sense, of because it has some terrific scenes, particularly when there's a scene where the police has some cops outside in the underground, in the train stations, and they are following Alain Delon's character, and there's this brilliant scene where the film cuts between the scenes where they're following him and at the police station, where they can sort of see on a underground map where he is. It's really intense scene, and I really love how it is made. Yeah, it has some terrific scenes, very smart editing also in this film. It's kind of realistic, really, because you always see how Alain Delon's character is trying to get away from the police. He always makes some small plans for it, and you sort of see also when the police is trying to go into his apartment and to make take a small radio inside his apartment so they can listen to what he's doing. And it is it's very simple scene, but it's very suspenseful. And the scene after, when he comes back to the apartment, he can hear, he can see at the bird that there isn't so much feather is it feather it's called on the bird, so it looks like it's very stressed out. So he becomes suspicious, and eventually he finds that small radio in his apartment. And I love this kind of small detail scenes. One thing I also want to talk about is really the very creepy and interesting score this film has. It's almost the same. There's really not so much music, because for the most part you just hear the natural sound in the background, but there's some sort of a score through the film, but it's changed in this different scenes Alain Delon's character is in. But I really like that score. It's kind of unsettling, really, but I think it's beautiful. And yeah, and of course I have to talk about the ending. And here, of course, I'm going to spoil this film, where Alain Delon is going back to the nightclub where he killed the man in the beginning, and he wants to kill, or he's going to kill a woman he has met, and so you think, but then he takes the gun out, and then the police shoots him, and the police thinks that he was going to kill that woman, but then the main investigator takes the gun out and see there isn't any bullets in. So I really love that sort of dark irony in the end, that in some ways he knew that he will always be haunted if he was going to be there. So he kind of gives up, really, and in some ways Alain Delon's character outsmarts the police the whole film, because even though he dies in the end, it was kind of his plan there. So I really like that feeling that even though it has a tragic ending, he's kind of still wins, because he's always one step ahead, and that I really like. And of course, Alain Delon, even though he is very has a very stone face in this film, he's just brilliant in the role, because he has such an intense look, and you can feel sort of a sadness in his eyes. I really think it's a subtle but terrific performance still. That type of anti-villain or anti-hero has kind of been reused in many films since, and that's way Les Samouraï is very influential, but in some ways nowadays it becomes a bit of a gimmick, really, to have this sort of silent, introverted anti-hero or villain, or what you would call it, who doesn't have that much facial expression. But I only think it is to perfection in this film. It's really, I really think it's a beautiful performance. So yeah, that is my opinion of this film. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know in the comments what you think of Les Samouraï, and I hope you will all have a very nice day. Bye.